Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. And in today's video, guys, I couldn't believe it either, but I've checked in game. I looked on YouTube this morning after a nice weekend. I saw, saw Boozor has announced that I have left my clan. I checked in game and I couldn't believe it. It was actually true. It was actually true. So there you go. It's the most content creator morning of all time. But yeah, here we go. We're back after the weekend. And long story short, yeah, after years of being in Sin Wrath, and it was OC Wrath for a while as well, I decided to leave the clan. I haven't watched Boozor's video yet. I will. Is it because of Titus? Partially, yes. Partially, yeah. The long story short is it's because of Hydra Clash, more generally, and indeed clash modes, also including Chimera Clash, and just time in game and fun in game more generally. And I might do a video talking about that more generally because I know MTG Jedi did a really cool video on that recently. I might give my thoughts on that in a couple of days, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, basically, Hydra Clash, big issue. Not only that, it's number one, that it has sucked for a long time. Number two, that it is not going to improve. And number three, that it's actually going to get worse. So in terms of it sucked for a long time and it's not going to improve, what this really comes down to for me is Trundra and the Trundra keys. And in particular, that in order to maximize your Trundra keys, you can build an auto one. But in order to get the most damage possible, you have to play it on manual. And that's the biggest reason that I left my clan, is that Sinrath, they're very competitive in Hydra Clash, and they basically said it's not good enough to have auto Trundra keys. You must have a manual, you must do the best that you possibly can, and possibly every week, usually not every week, usually there's some skip weeks, but possibly every week you have to do it. And for me, I said, like... I genuinely hate running a manual Hydra key that much. Like, I just don't want to do it. It's like an hour of manual play every single week for forevermore. And it is the most mind-numbing, boring thing ever. And I said, I don't want to do it. I just don't give a shit about this Hydra Clash thing. So no, I don't want to do it. Like, I've got pretty good Hydra Clash teams. I can do some really phenomenal auto ones, but potentially every week having to manual that Trundra key, no thanks. Now, in terms of it's not going to get better, believe it or not, when we were over for recording the Trivia Dungeon Challenge, that was, I don't know when we recorded it, back in like March or April or something. Yeah, probably like March, April-ish, I guess, maybe, yeah. I could check, it doesn't really matter. But when we were there, it was me, YST, Scratch, Deadwood Jedi, and we were talking to the devs, like face to face. The devs actually asked us, we didn't bring up Trundra at all, but the devs actually asked us, guys, what do you think about Trundra? Should Trundra be nerfed or not? Now, I said yes. I was actually kind of surprised everyone said yes, though I'm sure people had different feelings about it and different reasons. I don't know what theirs are, but for me, I felt like, yeah, Trundra should be nerfed, because I think it just, he's forcing manual keys if you want to be competitive is just kind of shitty. And yeah, she's also just way stronger than every other DPS. I think you can have a fun and competitive mode without being 10 times stronger. I mean, if she was 2 times stronger, she'd still be OP, but it'll at least be a bit better. But yeah, anyway, I said yes. And I kind of thought, oh, that's interesting. They're clearly thinking about it, and maybe something's going to change. Well, we had our dev call, where a bunch of content creators, about 10 of us, I guess, all got to talk to the devs again face to face last week or the week before. And in that call, I asked, like, hey, any plans just for Hydra generally and Hydra Clash as well? And they said no to both. So number one, no plans for any changes to Hydra itself, which was something that they'd also said that they were looking into doing. After they did the balance changes to Hydra, they basically said, yeah, okay, it's not great. This could be better. We definitely want to improve it in the future. So I was kind of asking about that, right? When they made like taunts not work properly, where they nerfed a bunch of champions, they made the boss harder, etc. I don't think all of those, by the way, were bad changes. I think some of them were good. But I asked anyway, Any updates on that? And the answer is basically no. And also with Trundra, they said specifically, yeah, we know you guys were in favor of nerfing her, but the community in general isn't, so we're not going to. Which, that's fine. That's fine. Again, it sucks for me. And I personally think it's really bad game design. But if that's what the community wants, then fair enough, right? Fair enough. What that means for me personally is, I think that manualing these keys in Hydra, this is a game mode that's 3 or 4 years old at this point. Like, this is a really old game mode. And well, yeah, the balance changes change it a little bit. It's still basically the same thing, right? It's still basically the same. Would I be excited to go in and manual a key this week? No. Would I be excited to manual in the future? No. I'd manual the Trundra key. I did it twice, right? In the clan, basically my clan said, nope, you need to improve your key. I manual the Trundra key twice. I absolutely hated it each time. And then I was like, we had a week off then, and where we didn't have to push Hydra, and I was humming and hawing. And then when it came to the fourth week of this, you need to improve, was again, you must push the Trundra key. And I said, you know what? I just don't want to do it. So that's it for me. It's the advice I often give as well, by the way, to people. People say, when you see the comments of people and all they're doing is complaining about the game and how much they hate the game. And you say, well, bro, if you fucking hate the game, just quit, man. Just quit. What are you doing with your life? And then they go, bah, 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 bah. Why I don't want to bah, bah, bah. I was like, whatever. It's not even a point in talking to him. But, I'm following that advice here. I absolutely hate manualing a Trundra key, so I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. And people that enjoy that, again, I think you're crazy. I think you're a masochist. I personally cannot really understand how you could possibly enjoy sitting there for an hour every week. That just, to me, is crazy. I genuinely think it's so boring. But whatever. If you want to do it, then go for it. But bye-bye. I'm out. I'm gone. See ya. It's nice. No, I don't want to do it, so I'm not doing it. Simple as that. Then number 3 as well, in terms of stuff getting worse, that's where Titus comes in. Because I know people seem to be very positive about this for Hydra Clash. I'm the opposite. Of like, it will give us a chance to compete with Trundra and blah, 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 blah. The way I see it, for me, again, the way it is for me, let's say it more accurately or less offensively, I suppose, more easily digestible, is what Titus would effectively mean is now if I want to maximize my Hydra Clash score, not only is it 1 hour of mind-numbingly manualing a Trundra run, now it's another hour of mind-numbingly manualing a Titus run as well. Now I've got 2 of my 3 Hydra keys need to be manualed to maximize. And again, to be clear, I don't think that this probably wouldn't have changed anything, but it sort of cements the decision that I'd already made. Just the Trundra key on its own is enough to say no. Like, you know what? Like, I just don't really want to compete against, I don't know, millionaires that are paying people to run the key for them on their account. Like, what's the fucking point? It's just a waste of time. It's not for me. So yeah, the Titus thing is definitely another block on top of that. I'm like, I just don't want to do it. For me, Hydra is old content. It's done. For me, especially with quick battles in here now, I just want to quick battle it and be gone. That's it. There's plenty of stuff for me to manual otherwise. Like Chimera, I don't mind manualing that as much, though I will say, what's it, 7 months since this came out? Let's be honest, it's already pretty boring. I'm a big fan of manualing it, but I can live with it for now. But that won't be the case forever. Like, eventually I'm going to be like, I just want to manual auto Chimera and quick battle Chimera. Like, I will have whenever they bring that out. I'd say pretty much by the time they bring quick battle for Chimera out, I'll be like, don't really want to manual anymore. And that's just the way it is. But yeah, like right now there's Chimera keys to maximize. Obviously there's Faction Wars Hard, which I've basically took a break on as well, because I was like, I pushed myself too much, especially because not only trying to complete the stages, but doing videos on it as well. It was just too intensive, and I'm just taking kind of a break from it, and we'll come back to it at some point. But I was like, nah. But there's that. Obviously, like live arena seasons start tomorrow. So that's, if you're doing your 10 battles a day, that could easily be an hour of manual stuff a day. There's no shortage. They've just expanded Siege, and Siege might be a bigger thing. CVC. By the way, CVC stream tomorrow. It will be a chill one. I should have put that at the start of the video. But hey, I'll see you guys for CVC with my new clan. I should mention my new clan. I'll mention them in a second. I feel like there's no shortage of stuff that's requiring tons of attention and manual play. I don't want to not quick battle something that's just boring. That's it. That's the simple thing. One interesting question as well they asked me was, what would you do to improve Hydra or make Hydra more interesting? That's a tough one, right? And that's a separate thing, because again, for me, to put it in perspective, like if I throw in an auto key, and the Trundra key would work, but like if I throw in like a non-Trundra, like this team here, this does about 1 billion damage on Nightmare on auto. It's 36.6 million for the top chest, and I'm doing 1 billion. Like, this game mode is old, right? Number one, to make this, two things, to make it a challenge and to make it interesting. To make it a challenge, they have to up the stats of this thing like crazy, and indeed with Hydra, with ignore defense as well, you can't even up defense. If you up the defense, like I'm ignoring nearly all of it, so it's just not going to do anything. And then people that don't have maxed ignore defense are going to be massively punished. It becomes only champions with loads of ignore defense will work. It just becomes really weird. You'd have to probably what you have to do instead is give the Hydra heads a bunch of ignore defense reduction or immunity or whatever. I don't know. Make them way tankier, because you'd have to do a lot of stat tweaks. And again, that would make it more challenging, but in terms of more fun, it'd still be the same damn thing we've been doing for years. Again, that wouldn't make it more fun. You'd have to add, I think, 1 new head wouldn't do it. 2 new heads, I don't even know. You might need 3. 2 new heads, potentially 3 or even 4 new heads to Hydra, and make it more challenging. And then, okay, I'm kind of intrigued. I think you'd also have to massively up the rewards as well to make it worth doing. And here's the thing, at that point, that's so much work and new stuff. I'd much prefer if you just put that attention into making an entirely new boss, right? At that point, you'd have to make this effectively an entirely new boss for me to really enjoy it. So what's the point? Just make a new boss. Just make something totally brand new. That's more fun and exciting. So yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that at some point. I'd love to see Hydra Clash reworked. I think it's just kind of a boring chore. Yeah, a couple of I think short solution number 1, bake a bunch of the rewards for Hydra Clash just into your weekly rewards and have Hydra Clash just be the final week of each rotation of Hydra. That'd be kind of fun. Like, okay, you've had your 3 weeks to practice. The final week, go hard. This is where you get your biggest score. That makes you have to push on Hydra Clash 1/4 as often as, well, maybe not quite, but much less often. That'd be a slight improvement, but it's still shit. You really have to rework it substantially. That could be fun. This could be where you bring in like some new heads and some new difficulties, but give some really good rewards. So it's like, ooh, final week of the rotation, stuff goes freaking crazy. If you want to participate, there's some cool rewards. That could be cool. I would enjoy it. I don't know if other people would enjoy it. It might be too challenging. I don't know, but I'd like that. But yeah, again, it's a huge amount of work, and is it worth putting that work in versus not? I don't know. I don't know if it's worth putting that in versus just saying, whatever, this is dead content, just quick battle it and be done. Which I would be, honestly, that's my preferred solution. Just quick battle it and be done. We're done. The bigger question, of course, then, in terms of changing Hydra, would be making it better for players who are progressing, players who haven't done this mode for 3 years. That's a much bigger question. I think this video is already long enough without going into it. Could maybe talk about that another time. They could definitely improve. Like, when I think what I would love to see with Hydra would be, crank up ways to counter heads. So, like, let's say that the head of Blight, the one that puts out poison, takes extra damage from burn. Make that like 10 times. Or 20 times stronger. Make that head absolutely melt to burn. Why not? That'd be cool. The head of suffering, right? The really tanky head. Make him take way more damage from poison, right? That's the sort of thing I think would be kind of interesting. Giving like some dramatic counterplay and letting you craft some like more customized teams. You're like, I'm building like a poison team to take down the head of suffering, and that's my goal. That could be kind of fun for players progressing and give them more options for how to deal with it. That'd be cool. Again, would that affect me? No, I just again reiterate for the 10th time. I just want to come in and quick battle and be done, and I don't want to deal with it. That's me. Also, shout out to my new clan. I'm now in Cthulhu. I think we have the best description and the best what's this clan banner portrait, whatever this. We got the best one in the game. So yeah, and they seem like a really cool bunch of guys. And oh, I also should make clear, like I think it's probably clear already. I'm quitting because of game design. Nothing wrong to say about Wrath. Wrath are wherever they are. I think because I switched over. Yeah. Wrath fell down. I think Wrath will usually be higher ranked than Cthulhu. Again, I don't mind. But yeah, again, absolutely, I've got no problems with Wrath. Right, they were a great bunch of guys. I really enjoyed my time there. And to be clear, I didn't really want to quit. Right, I was happy enough. But the reality was that just changing priorities and perspectives in the game, that Wrath is keen to keep being as competitive as possible in Hydra, and I'm not. And again, like, it's not that I don't want to not be competitive. I still want to be competitive in the game, but it sort of mirrors my approach to live arena, classic arena, siege, everything. Like, I enjoy competing. I enjoy doing well, but I don't want to break my back and just be making myself miserable, pushing really hard to compete in a game that's ultimately pay to win. That's just, in my opinion, stupid. And I don't want to do it. So yeah, I like competing. I like having fun and building cool teams and stuff. But yeah, like I don't want. Why would I want to push for Platinum Arena? Why would I want to spend hours every week grinding out Hydra? Like, this is by the way. Let me just leave you with this. Just I remember before I left Wrath, the week I decided I basically had to leave last week. End of last week was like, one of the guys in Wrath had to restart his Trundra key because it's a really bad rotation for Trundra as well. He had to restart the key 40 times. And it's like, it's kind of unfair for me to be lurking in this clan and just leeching off the wins as well, and like, people are putting in that much work. But again, it's that question of like, do I want to restart a Trundra key 40 teams per week? Fuck no. See ya, I'm out. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Plarium will be like, oh shit, yeah, no, but it's kind of like one of the classic Hydra guys, and like, he's quit because Hydra is that shit. Huh. Maybe we should. I think the way they look at it is that they've put in quick battles, which solves the problem. And if you want to be competitive and manual the keys, then you can do it. And that's what Hydra. I think that's how they've designed it. I think it's shit, but whatever. I can see where they're coming from, and I guess some people do enjoy it. You're crazy, but hey, there we go. But yeah, that's basically it. Again, reminder: I will be streaming tomorrow for CVC, so I'll see you guys there. First CVC in my new clan, although it's not personal rewards, so it's gonna be pretty chill. Oh, and also something, we might do some more siege stuff. Because I don't know actually how they feel about me showing the siege and stuff. Well, we'll show you some basic stuff, but yeah, is one thing that's quite fun is we are like, Cthulhu's much higher ranked in Siege. So yeah, we might actually get some cool fights and things like that. We'll see what happens with Siege. But yeah, we might do some Siege content with a new Siege. If it still sucks, then it still sucks. We'll see though. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We can chat and stuff. Yeah, again, big shout out to Cthulhu. Really excited to be part of the clan again. And like, they're a big cluster, so I think that's nice as well. Like, if at any point they're like, well, whatever, you suck, you don't do enough damage in Hydra or whatever, then I could drop down to a lower clan, and that's a bit easier to manage. But I don't think that'll be necessary. Like I said, I think my keys for the clashes and my siege team, I think I should be a pretty darn great contributor to any clan. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I think the more I play the game, the more time that goes on, and you could see it in terms of as well, like how I approach shards and stuff like that. I'm just not as min-maxy as I was before. I'm just like, I just want to enjoy my time and have a good time. Yeah, that's it. Cool. So enjoy your time and have a good time, everyone. Thank you for watching. If you hate something, and you really want to get out of there, especially if it's something not important, like if you're unhappy with your wife, just leave her, just leave and say I'm done. No, don't, I'm joking. But if it's a video game and it's not fun, it's not fulfilling, it's not good, it's bad for your mental health, it's a video game. You don't need to do it. Switch things up. There's plenty of ways to, and plenty of games to have fun with. And yeah, whatever. There you go. You get the gist. That's it. I'll see you tomorrow. Actually, I'll probably see you later for some news. Usually there's news on Monday. Oh, actually, looks like there is a soul summon pool. Long story short, if you've got lots of money and you own all the champions and don't have any souls, then it's really good. But otherwise, it's not. Cool. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.